This year has been a test and a challenge to our faith, and Kim and I just want to share what we've been through the last year. We have seen struggles where we've been in the valley and we've been on mountaintops, but through it all we learned that God has placed us in these situations to strengthen us, to let us see how He really works. He said in His Word that when we are weak, He's strong, and we are testimonies that He's really been all that to us.
And we learned that there is nothing too hard for God, nothing too hard for God, and that there's nothing that He won't bring you through and bring you out of, and through it all, when you come out, you'll have a testimony, a true testimony.
One of the struggles that has gone on this year was my mom had a serious stroke. She lost the feeling on her whole right side and couldn't move her whole right side, so we had to put her in a nursing home. Now, this was really hard for our family because our mom is kind of like the head of our family. She's always traveling, always moving around, and just to see her in a spot where she can't move, like she was almost a prisoner of her own body, it was really hard on her kids. I remember times we used to go into the nursing home, and my mom is legally blind as well, and she didn't know we were there, and you could see a sadness on her face, and I would just sit there and just wonder what was going on in her mind, that this vibrant woman was stuck inside this body that wouldn't do what she wanted to do. And then Kim and I would say, "Mom, it's Barry and Kim," and she had this smile on her face like nothing's changed. And when this was happening, it was very emotional for me and my family, and at the same time I lost my job.
Barry lost his job on June 29, 2012, and neither one of us have ever been without a way to provide for ourselves. Barry's been working since he's been 14, and I've been working about the same age, about the same time, about the same age. And neither one of us have been ever without a job. So him not being able to provide for our family and us not knowing how we were going to pay our mortgage, because we just got blessed with a new house. God had provided for us a new house 2.5 years ago. So we didn't know how we were going to continue to pay our mortgage, how we were going to continue to pay our bills. While Barry had his stuff going on, during this time I realized that God had a calling on my life, calling into the ministry. And I was struggling through 2012 and 2013 with that calling. And with Barry not having a job, I knew that with the calling I had to go back to school. And I knew that if I went back to school that it would cost money, and I knew that that was money that we didn't have. So I told God, I said that if this is the calling that you have on my life, I said, I'm not going to tell Barry. You're going to have to tell Barry. You're going to have to break it to him, and you're going to have to let him know that this is you that's calling me. First thing he asked me was, like, how much is it going to cost? I told him that the credits were $540 per credit hour, and he said, Kim, how are we going to pay for that? I told him I had no idea, but if God had called me to it, He was going to provide and make a way, and we just had to trust Him. And this year, God made a way. He blessed me with a scholarship that paid for half of my tuition. So I told Barry, I was excited, and I told Barry, half the tuition is paid for. God's blessed us with a scholarship. So, and the first question he asked me was like, how are we going to pay for the other half? Barry got his job, found another job in June of 2013. So it was a year to the date, almost 9 days before of when he lost his job, when God has blessed him with another job. So that showed us God's hand at work. But in the end, in December 9th, God blessed Barry with a promotion. He blessed him with an awesome and a great promotion that would allow us to pay for the other half of my school bill. So in 2013, God has already proven Himself and shown that He is trustworthy and that He is faithful to keep us, and He is faithful to do. We saw His exceeding, and we saw His abundance. Even in our lack, we know we've seen His abundance, and we saw His greatness, and we saw the awesome move of His hand. So in 2014, we are excited we are excited not because of the stuff, not because of the job, not because of the promotion, not because of school or the calling, but we're excited because of who God is and what He is and how He's shown Himself. And we're just, in 2014, we're walking in expectation to see more of Him, more and more of Him, and less of ourselves.
We're just grateful. We're grateful because God has proven Himself to us. We give you our story, but let me give you some background on our story. All throughout our struggles we had, we've always, Kim prays, I pray in the morning, Kim prays at night, every night. So we give God our best the first thing and before we go to sleep. And we ask Him to cover our life so that we can be who He has us to be. So when we walk out in the world, we walk in His abundance and people can see less of us and more of Him. We truly hide behind the cross, and we want to be in a place where God is just happy that we are doing what He asks us to do. And we always want to be in His will, and that's what we strive to be every day of our lives. And I'm just thankful that God put a wife in my life that makes it all even easier to walk through.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.